Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush, and I'm an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about one of my favorite creative memories tools, and for once it's not the trimmer or the border maker system. It's actually something that home office produces for the advisors. It's called a project recipe. This is something that the designers at home office create for each of our new collections, going back for several years. It's directions, including a cutting guide, on how to make a 2-page spread. But the best part about these recipes is that they don't apply to just the collections they were created for. With a little bit of ingenuity, you can use these recipes on all of the future collections. You can mix, you can match, you can use just your cardstock. It's really, the possibilities are endless. So I'm actually going to be using the Harvest Delight project recipe today. I believe it was released in 2019, and today I'm just going to use it with the It's Fall Y'all paper along with some coordinating cardstock. You're going to need 2 sheets of designer paper and then 3 sheets of coordinating cardstock. They don't necessarily have to be an entire sheet. You'll also need your 12-inch trimmer and your border maker system with a border maker chain cartridge. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of our cardstock colors and we're going to make 2 mats that are 3.5 inches wide by 6 inches long. So I'm going to pull my trimmer over. I'm going to move this to the 3.5. Set the large excess piece aside. You're going to need that later. And then you're going to give your 3.5-inch piece a quarter turn and cut it 6 inches. Now I have made a little cheating ruler here so that I don't need to open up my extended arm. If you're curious on how to do that, make sure you check out my video from last week. I will put a link in the description and I will place a card here. Alright, so I have my first 2 mats. These are 3.5 by 6 inches. I'm going to repeat the same process with my orange cardstock as well. For your third sheet of cardstock, you're going to actually cut at 3 7/8 by 6 inches. So it's going to be slightly wider. You should now have 6 different photo mats. Now for this particular layout, the base of your layouts are going to be your designer paper. This recipe calls for you to use 2 different designer pieces of paper as your base. That stresses me out a little bit. I really like things to be symmetrical, so I would generally do 2 purple bases or 2 yellow, but I'm going to give this a try and see how I like it. Once you have your bases down, you can sort of lay out where your mats are going to go. Your 2 mats that were thicker, which in my case is the brown, they're going to go in the middle. And then your skinnier mats are going to go on either side. So I'm not going to adhere mine yet, but I'm just sort of putting out where they belong so that I can get a general idea. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out our border maker system and those other remnants of cardstock that I asked you to put to the side earlier. Right? For this one, I can't decide if I want to do apples for like fall apple picking, or perhaps I want to do the barbed wire. That kind of seems like fall and outdoorsy. It could be used for pumpkin patches, apple picking, all sorts of things. So I think I'm going to do the barbed wire chain. Set my apples aside. And you're going to cut out 2 borders of each of the remaining yellow and orange, and then just 1 border in the brown. So whatever you made your thickest center photo mat, you only need 1 border for that. The other ones you need 2. Alright, you are done with your border maker. You can set that aside, and then you kind of need to clean up some of this punch poop. Now we're going to trim a couple of our borders to give ourselves a layered look. So 2 of the colors you are going to keep completely whole. Then 2 you are going to cut about 1.5 lengths off, so it's around 9 inches. So for here, I'm just eyeballing it. That looks good to me. Do the same on this one. Again, you're aiming for about 9 inches. You can set these guys aside. The 2 orange ones you are going to keep whole. And then the last color, the color that was the largest photo mat, you're going to cut in half. It's super easy with here. That means I have 3 links on either side. And there we are. Alright, so now I'm going to line those up so that they are at the bottom of our papers. And I'm going to start with the shortest first, and they're going to be centered on the bottom. And then we will do our next largest size, which was the 9-inch long. This happens to be my yellow. Followed last by your whole sheets. All right, once you are happy with how you've lined them up, you can come in with your repositionable tape runner and adhere them down to the paper. All right, the next step is to add the mats. So again, remember we're doing skinny mat, followed by larger mat, followed by the skinny mat. And you just repeat the pattern all the way across. Now I'm actually going to cheat these down a little lower. Once you're happy with where your mats are placed, you can go ahead and adhere them down. All right, the basis of our layout is now complete. My favorite thing about the repositional tape runner is if you decide that things are slightly off kilter or you want to adjust the the margins, you can simply lift the photo mats up, readjust where you think they belong, and reapply. If these photo mats are a little thin for you, you can make them a little bit wider. If you cut the skinny ones at 3 7/8 inches and then the wide one at 4 1/4 inches, you will actually have mats that reach from all the way across. Right, the next step is to decorate. I'm going to use its fall Yall stickers, mats, and embellishments to spruce this layout up. This is the design I landed on until I can pick my final photos. I've added a border sticker at the top of the photo mats. I cut a photo mat from the photo mat pack in half and then added a couple of leaf stickers, and then used the leaves and latte title sticker and popped that up with some foam squares. If you guys really like the idea of these project recipes, I would really encourage you to reach out to your local advisor and tell her you'd be interested in a project recipe class. I'm thinking if you guys really like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, and perhaps I'll do one of these a month where I'm taking old project recipes and making them new again with our more current collections. All right, so thank you all for tuning in, and I'd love for you guys to give me a like and subscribe. And if you never want to miss a video, make sure you guys hit that bell as well. I'll see you next week. Bye.